Hello guys! Hi! I'm just gonna check so you can hear me. Yes, you should be able to. Brilliant. Hi guys! I was so excited going into streaming today so that I spilled coffee everywhere. It is why I'm a little late, so I apologize. All is well now though. Source Code, thank you so much for following and welcome to our little community, or welcome back, I should say. We have got some new music, and we've also got our moderator with us in completion today, or fully, since he's home being sick or ill. So he is fixing everything live for us. With a slight delay, so we'll see what happens. Okay, so as I was saying, I was so excited going into stream today. And the reason being, because last time we streamed, it didn't go as planned, did it? And we are so fortunate that it was with someone who could handle it. And I got back to them afterwards and I apologized for how it all went down. and everything seems to be fine. They said there were no hard feelings, and yeah, they actually said that they had a good time and they had fun. They expressed. So yeah, it feels good. And thank you for the hosts, Luke, and welcome. Although I wish you would be sleeping. But thank you for being here. So, yes, it didn't go as planned, but I was so excited getting back on the horse because I know exactly what went wrong. And I know that within myself, so I know now how to handle next time it happens, or how to handle it better, at least. So that's why I was so excited, and I know just what happened because I'm human. And because I'm working with energy, there's so many of you who can resonate with this when it's just so much buzzy thoughts going around in our heads, right? And working with energy, it goes the same way. So there's just so many different thoughts, and I have to find the right ones to share, so to speak, when working with a client, because I will experience what comes through from my own experiences, right? And there's so many different aspects to think of. And when you are, because telepathy goes two ways, when the channel is open, it is very easy to see. You know, it is a plane ride, so to speak. You can really tell which thoughts to follow down on, and or follow up on. And when you then have entered into that special, beautiful room that I usually talk about, then there will be no other thoughts than what is needed to be said. But when you're trying to find your way there, it is sometimes so busy, and experiencing when we choose the wrong path, we still know the other one. And what I have experienced that is so beautiful is that it has actually never happened, except for when Pagakrais had their friends with them. What were they called again? Project Nolly. Yes, that's it. And they had met through tarot streams. That was the first time in a very long time that I was a little bit surprised, you know. Oh, I like that. Otherwise, usually when people are telling me that that we get the wrong information, the right information is usually the next one, ready to be transmitted, you know. Or if usually it's like, especially when I'm stressed, let's say we have 3 different types of informations coming through, and usually there's 2. What happened last was that we had 2 very different on the opposite, but with very clear indications, both of them. So once I knew that the path I've chosen to tell was probably the path that needed to be said, but not the right one. The right one, and what information that he then let us know, was what I had received for the second one. So it wasn't anything that I hadn't gotten information of. It was just in the other category, so to speak, but it was the same, it was part of what I already had in my head. And that is why I can then learn to go back into it and doing it even better, and now listen to what it feels like when it's the right bus to listen to, you know. And that is why I'm so excited to be back. Oh, Peggy Gracie here. Hi. How are you doing today? So, yeah. I might be a little bit too excited, perhaps, hence spilling coffee everywhere. But, yeah. So I'm just so happy that we can continue this. And what is happening also, because I then know that is no information that is not already somewhere in my head. I just know what information to go on. And that gave me such beautiful experience, and I'm just happy that it was with someone who could take it. So yeah, that's why I'm excited. Sorry. Cup has been an excitement machine. Yeah, that's me. And I'm excited after I've been wrong, or after I've proven myself to not be able to do my work. But for myself, I proved myself to be able to work of what was going on inside my head. And I said this in Discord afterwards, that sometimes I just wish that we could have a computer, set up to my brain, delivering all that information, transmitting all the information that is coming through without me having to choose which one of it to say. But it's all part of the learning process. And I can never win in this because everyone can say this, right? I could have said this even if I really did not have that information that was to be delivered. Even if I was completely way off in all of it, I can say that, I knew, so I can never win in it. All you have to do is trust that there's a reason why I'm here and continuing. And I have no reason to be lying to you. So I'm just so excited in continuing. And like I said on Discord, there is no reason for me to be lying. There is no reason for me to be holding anything back, because I want to do this, and I want to do this together with you. So I am transparent, and I will be as transparent and honest as I possibly can in everything. Apart from keeping my telepathic twin's identity and integrity intact, I can answer anything. I mean it, because I want to be transparent, and I want to do this with you. And I might seem overexcited, and of course I am, since I spilled the coffee. But I really mean this, and I hope that you can see the genuinity through. And if I can say so myself, going back, rewatching the stream that we had, even when things are so grim for me, when I feel like I'm putting a pitchfork up my own ass, like I said, or getting an anvil, kicking myself. I said this to Bempus actually after the stream. I said to him, because he was asking how I was feeling, and I said to him, how would you feel kicking yourself in the face, except for being very flexible, or apart from being very flexible? So we can have a humor on it, right? I'm gonna read chat now, sorry. Bear Grace, you're doing a bit better than yesterday. Oh, I'm so happy to hear. Bear Grace and I had a beautiful session yesterday, and it was the best that could have happened for me personally, and I hope that it gave you something in return, because after the last stream I really needed that. So, I mean, beautiful. So I hope that you could get anything in return, and that you got some to breathe some, and you know where to find me, always. I think you're doing great. I'm sorry some people come here trolling, but they're also part, Luke, of the world. And yes, it is more difficult for me to choose the right bus. Do you know what I mean when I'm saying bus? The right noise in my head when I'm stressed. And with them, I was literally shaking, because there is so much pressure being put on me, and it shouldn't be. There is no reason for me to prove anything, because I know it just to be real, and I love doing this. So I will stop doing that. So today, we're gonna have some arts and crafts, and we're gonna go back beading with some pearls. Ooh. And it will be a bit of a shorter stream today, because I have a session afterwards. So it will be, I will go probably to 3 today, or somewhat over, because of me having a session. So I think we'll start. Let's see. Hang on. Poof! Yay! So we'll have a calm stream. I think I will actually take this from this little sneaky, because I feel like we want to start over today. And I can come back to the snake, of course. It just felt like, oh, and not trying to be, you know, taking the snake apart and stealing its thread. It just felt like that was what needed to be done today. Didn't you used to do crafting on streams before? Yes, I did. And I wanted to come back to it. What we did, let me see, we got 2 little figurines. Oh, and one that we did on stream. That was this little Pokemon, remember? Then I did another one. I'm not sure where he went. Oh yeah. He's in here. He was the little doggo. I'm still haven't finished. He's little, like, he's still not finished, but I will come back to him. But I think he's adorable. But today I feel like I want to start over. So they will be here, right here. I just feel like I want to start over. Yeah. Oh look, was this before you joined? Maybe. I can't remember. Let's put those. No, it wasn't, because you were asking for a figurine to your mum. I remember now. I'm sorry. That was actually what I wanted to do. I wanted to start the figurine for her. So I don't know why I asked if it was before you joined. That makes no sense. Oh, what was before? Was the little Pokemon that was before you, maybe? This little one. Was he before you joined? Because he's adorable. We have some new music as well. Oh, yeah! Guys, stop everything that you're doing. I want to share something with you. We have now got access to music. Yes! And I found a song yesterday that I really want to share with you. It is not one of those meditative, calm ones, but it is a song and it has lyrics. The reason I want to share it with you is because of the lyrics and the feeling of it. You joined 3rd of October. Oh, so much has happened since then, hasn't it, Luke? Oh, my dear friend. I want to share this. So, I was thinking I actually wanted to maybe have this as an outro. I just want to share this with you. Let's listen to it, shall we? Bumpers, keep track on the sound level so we can hear it. Okay. I think we have to put up some, right? Can you hear it? Listen now.
I wonder how this night will be. The apple does not fall far from the tree. She said I almost died a week ago. I lost my will, I thought I let you know. The countryside, the water so I way up here, I just let it know. I wait along the corridor. Some would say they've seen me here before.
Need to have your mum with some internet issues. Oh, say hi from me with all the love. Say hi from me and Bumpers if you feel like it. We miss her, and we wish we could have been there for her. So please say hi from us if you feel like it.
Somewhere close about. Ooh, let's find out. I know I never
I really like it in that. Do we have to take it this far to know who we are? And I think it's really we can lower it somewhat now. I think it's really nice, you know, with that. Do we have to go this far to know who we are? Bembus is trying to work via TeamViewer, and I'm just moving the mouse around, so it's not so easy for him. I saw something pop up. Oh, okay. This one doesn't want it. Oh, I remember now. These are the ones that are a little bit. Sorry, I'm just gonna change. Timmy is quite helpful in the right hands. Bembus uses it a lot in his work, so he's really good at it. But it's difficult when someone else is, managing the mouse and start moving it about as you try to work. Okay, we go back to the other music now. I just think it's so beautiful. It's fine now. Okay. Say the right hands because the wrong hands and people can mess up your PC. Definitely. And we are watching Kid Boga a lot, a fellow streamer who streams calling scammers for awareness. And it's someone we watch a lot of. So yeah, TeamViewer. It can be used in many different ways. Yeah, there are a couple of them out there, but not. So yeah, we're just gonna have a calm stream today, and I would love to work. No, look what happened. We're gonna work with some energy. I would love to, some healing, but it's gonna be a little bit of a shorter one. But we'll have fun, I think. Oh, Fabian, hi! Hey yo! How you doing today? Are you as excited as me, spilling coffee everywhere? Or you may be a little bit tired. I feel like you're somewhere in between. Yeah, I feel it's a good first tea. A normal, ordinary first tea, it feels like. Oh, mine. It sounds almost like morn. You know, like morning. So, look, what I got through, what I really would love to do for your mum was actually an owl. But I am working with blue colors here. Well, of course I am. It makes sense now, isn't it? Doesn't it? Not because of the owl, but because of you. Let's spill some coffee. Yeah. But we'll see what happens, right? What I really like with these, working with these, and in this way, is that you don't know what you're doing beforehand. But at the same time, I do feel like continuing this, I would love to actually do some sketches as well beforehand and really figure out how to make these the best way that they can be. Sorry, Bembus is monitoring and fixing up things with the stream, so I'm just, I don't know what's going on. I love this. It's like having someone in the studio working for you. I have no idea what's going on. I should just stick to streaming, right? So I'm just laying down the base for the little owl, or what it will become. And right now, it has just been blue colors coming up. Just blue. So we'll see what happens. Look, this is the start of something beautiful, don't you think? I love having proper music. The music we had was good, it's not that, but to have this vast amount of music to choose from, it makes me so happy. The first beats of beauty, yeah. We'll see what happens. I do feel I have someone watching, going into something, a brand new beginning, also for them. But I feel it has to do with you, Fabian. I feel something new is coming up your way. At the same time, I feel you're really, because your energy meets me with, oh, things are like they usually are. I don't really know, but it really feels like something is in the workings. No? Something is in the works. It definitely feels like it. Career-wise, maybe. It's like with Boet, these beautiful career options. But this feels like something which been going on for a little while. But it's almost time to share it. Maybe I shouldn't say anything then. I don't think you know. I just really had this feeling. Very stuck in my life at the moment, and if so, 2020 can be a change year for me. Yeah, that was the overall feeling I got, because your energy answered me with, oh, like I said, this, oh, I don't know, it just feels like always, same thing's happening. But no, I really feel like something's coming up. I really feel a change of pace, and I would love to hear what it is once it happens. Oh yeah, a cool guy and a beautiful friend. Definitely. A big and beautiful part of the community. I just had some energy coming through. I feel like I want to talk about your mom, Fabian, today. I'm sorry for it just really feels like there's something that I do want to talk about your mom. It feels like you're a little worried for her, although you've been for quite some time. It doesn't feel like something, it doesn't feel like something new. It doesn't feel like something that is gripping you completely. But I do feel like there's something going on there that has been going on for quite some time. I just feel this very, I want to say shallow, but not shallow in that sense. It just feels like something that is brewing underneath, but is making a little pop sounds, now and then. It's a bit rough, but it feels like it has been going on for quite some time. It doesn't feel like something that has happened now, but I do sense you being both worried and a little frustrated. it feels like it's both emotional, but I would also like to talk about medical, but it does feel like more of how to, handle something that is going on. Normally we talked a lot, and over the last month we got a bit separated mentally and emotional. I do feel worrisome though. I do feel you have a slight worry. I don't know, it's interesting. I'm sorry to hear. But it does make sense in how, it moves very slow. Oh, that's very kind, Luke. I love our community. Is that why you're worried about her? Because of her acting in a way that she not usually does? But it doesn't feel like that. It feels more like because you have this sense of, oh, okay, no you do. Okay. Like that is what is, but it still feels like, yeah, I do feel a worry. It's nothing bad, so it's more of a face I'm getting adult than she making her way after a long time as mother. Yeah. Maybe that is the new beginning that I was talking about then. And then this mellow, that was the feeling I wanted to, that was the term I was looking for. It feels a little mellow. But yeah, like I said, not in a grave way, but it does feel a little, I can sense that. I'm sure everything will work out perfectly fine. There's so much love there, but it's like you're saying, getting adult and, about this moving along and having this new shape in the relationship or of the relationship. I just feel, it does feel like mutual respect and just love, but I do also feel, because it hasn't always been easy and because things has been a little restrained from others, and you've been handling things together, I do understand that this well, maybe that is definitely the new era, so to speak. Do I want to connect these? I hope it's alright, by the way, Fabian. I just really wanted to share with you. I can sense that worry and that love and a little bit of a sorrow in it and confusion in what is happening, what's going on now. But also, this definitely then is what is the new to come, right? Wow, to figure out stuff, for ourselves. That's super cool. Your man loves me unconditionally, but she's worried because of my current status, my actual way. I don't feel the worry coming from you, though. But maybe it is reflected because you've been so close. But also it's been maybe a little strained, I just wanted to share your love. I just wanted to give you love and send you love in this process. And since you're so open in it, what you're experiencing, you're so open in this, and you're so open in your own emotion, we can do anything, right? And just continue to be transparent, and all will be, I want to say perfect, all will be well, right? Sometimes I'm worried that she's not doing things for her but for others. She's a bit too social. And it does feel like you have had this relationship that it's not on or off, but it's, you're real tight, and then she goes away and has so much other things in her mind, and especially others, like you say. And so you get a little bit, not that you ever being pulled apart from each other, but that sense of sometimes it's a little bit like a JoJo, if that makes any sense, but with unconditional love being the foundation of it. And I think it's totally normal. I'm just seeing that it has happened and that is happening. Oh, CLL 5949. Hi, TT. How are you doing? Yo-yo sounds like a good visualization. Sorry for my pronunciation. How are you doing, my friend? Welcome to here, our little corner in the world. When you go to public places, do you experience the same as you do on stream? The need to tell someone about the situation or a loved one coming through? It happens, yes. But I am working on, I'm just connecting this into a circle now for a little foundation. I no idea what will become of it, but we'll see. It does happen by a crisis, and sometimes it can be really difficult, that you really feel like you have to say this, but also this is something that most empaths and spiritual worker experience. We have to just learn to sometimes not say anything at all and just go about our business and let them do the same. And the more I work with this and the more failures I get, so that I learn, and the more that is happening, the more I learn, and the more I also learn to understand myself and appreciate what I need in the moment. In order to be the best for my clients, the best that I can be, I need peace within myself. And to always be open and to be like a radio, always been open to frequencies and always feel like you have to share them. After a while, it really gets exhausting. But sometimes when you feel it's really important, you can always ask them if it's okay. And sometimes I am a little bit cheeky and I do give these hints, sometimes I shouldn't be doing, but I'm so curious. And I did this especially in the beginning. And I did start out, going to meeting people in distress and sitting down with them and meeting them, total strangers, and having them, embracing them and, being there for them. But the more I work with it, the more I realize how important it is also to have boundaries. But yes, you do feel it. I heard from a medium describing how he got himself into an awkward situation because he had to tell a message to a random person. Yes. I have done things that I'm not proud of. Bempus was working, he's still working in the hospital region, but he was working at the hospital, at the location of the hospital before. And I was there to meet him, and I saw this lady who had got a very bad notation from her doctor. Or, she had very bad news. And I felt I just wanted to tell her that all was well. And this was before we started our company, when I didn't really know what I was doing. And I still don't, but I didn't know that I didn't know, if that makes any sense. And I walked up to her one time, and she had all of her family there, and I just said that you have this beautiful energy and all will turn out. And she was very happy with that. I should have left it at that. But then the energy, the information just overwhelmed me. And I sat reading a book some distance away from them, and I just felt I can't keep this to myself any longer. So I went in and I talked way too much about things, and they were not happy with that, and they had to leave. And that is something that I still regret. And I would never want to go into that situation ever again. But it does happen. It's like when people coming in to prove me wrong, or when people coming in and not being open, or for a reason we can't handle that energy at the moment, and I just start to dig. And what I've come to realize, and I said this on Discord, reading energy when the other person is not aware of it or is not open to it would really be, we can really call it being manipulation. And manipulation is something that it's such a thin line between working with telepathy and to manipulate. And manipulation is something that I'm trying so hard to stay away from. And I think that I try too hard. And that is why actually what happened on last stream was more of a manipulative situation from both, definitely, but for me. And although I had the information, I was not, I couldn't share that, because how can I do my work, and how can I be, how can the energy admit me to do my work if I work with manipulation? That goes against everything that I stand for. So it makes sense. Do I ever paint my nails? Oh dear. I did before, but since I collided with my telepathic twin, I have been more authentic with myself, and makeup and painting my nails and all of that is something that is not me. As simple as that. In an artistic way, it would be real fun, but it's just something that I left behind. But I love seeing other people do it, definitely. Would it be more fun to see if I had them painted, maybe? Going to a shopping and looking at someone and then seeing or feeling someone coming through and they need to deliver a message. Yes. When I did my course with Terry Evans, I actually interrupted an entire class because I had an energy coming through when we were not supposed to work in that way. And I couldn't let it go. And so he interrupted, he stopped what everyone was doing, and we took care of this energy, hearing what he had to say. And first, Terry asked me to deliver the individual's message. And then he asked me to transfer him to him, if I could. And I did. And Terry confirmed that it was the very same information that got to him as that had done to me. But there are so many energies out there who wants to contact us in every way, just like with us, we sometimes feel lonely and we just want someone to listen to us. Energy can be desperate in that way as well. I'm thinking of doing this little thing. I think I will do. No idea what it will become, but I will do it. Because we are energy, of course. But also energies coming through can be desperate. And I did not know how to handle that. I needed to help everyone, just like I do here on stream. I have to help anyone coming through. And like, I think it was Fabian, you said to me that sometimes it is the most love you can show in saying no. And I know that I've said that on stream as well, that sometimes love says no. And I am working on learning that. And when I was there with Terry, I did not know of this, even less than I do now. So I'm working. I'm working on it. But yes, it does happen. Definitely. and we can get stuck, and energy can stuck with us as well. I've met a very dark energy. Dark in that this individual, when they were alive, has been spoken about being very, very, very dark. And actually, first time I interacted with this individual or this energy, they call themselves being the devil. So they said to me that you're talking to the devil right now. And then it took me some time before realizing who it actually was. But because I wanted to help them, they then got stuck with me. And this was a historical figure. And this was when I was still in school. And we were reading about this historical figure sometime after this. And every time this person's name came up or anything having to do with them, I would get punches in back and neck. And they would physically hurt me. And because I accepted it, because I didn't know how to handle it. And I became so ill and was during many years until I went to Terry Evans. And I wanted to ask him to help me to clear this. I think I talked about this before, but I wanted to clear this energy. And he never had any time for me. But during lunchtime one day, he simply got up to me in the line and he simply said to me, "There's nothing evil about you. They're gone." And I just felt this relief. They're still here, sometimes in the system, but they are in quarantine. I got quite surprised when you mentioned about not wearing makeup. If you didn't say that, I wouldn't even noticed. Oh, thank you. I have been thinking about maybe I should start, but it's just not me. And I haven't been done wearing any makeup, except for hiding some flaws, some pimples sometimes, and things like that. I haven't been wearing any makeup since at least 8 years, I think. Oh, Tiger Christ, thank you so much. Not against makeup, but using too much as some people do, that's a bit too much. Yeah, but there's a reason for it, and some do because they find it to be very artistic and a way to express their artistic side, but others do to hide themselves. So it's all, we're all individuals. I don't know what I'm making. I'm making a hat here, I think. Look at this. But it could also be a beak. Oh yeah. Look, it can actually be a beak going on here. I would do it this way though. I like this foundation we are building up. It's a way for them to feel good with themselves. Yeah. For some people, definitely. Or in some ways for everyone. We're always doing what makes us feel good, but sometimes it is in a direct way, and sometimes it is with a rather bit of a walk, if you understand, if you know what I mean. But I love to see women in natural beauty without 10 kilos of makeup. But we're all different, right? Sorry if I'm listening to the conversation I was writing AR on Discord. Oh, don't worry. Nothing against makeup if it's not too much. Can I just say, Fabian, it was you, I think, when I mentioned that I felt like sometimes I'm a man. I loved your reaction. I think it was you, right? Who said, "Sarah, do you want a dick? Please say a woman." I just love that reaction. Big pee-pee. Oh, no, it's not that I want to be a man. It's that part of me I am, you know? It's just how it is. But I really do. I think about those people who experience this without having found what the reason for it being, you know? It must be such a relief when you understand yourself, or finding a way to understand yourself. Because I have no idea if it's true with my telepathic twin, you know? But it makes sense for me in my head, so it's the way that I'm dealing with it. And it makes me feel good. It brings... I don't know why justice came up, but it brings justice, I feel, to myself, for myself. So, justice always comes up in tarot, by the way, for me. When I'm asking about me and my twin, there's always the card of justice coming up. Almost every time. Justice and Six of Pentacles. I think it is. And 10 of... what's it called in English? I can't remember now. Well, the sticks. There's the swords. Oh, I can't remember. But the sticks ones. I haven't been using tarot for ages. Wands! Yes! Thank you so much. Pentacle, Cups, Swords, and Wands. Yeah! 6 of Pentacles and 10 of Wands. Yeah! Which card is it that is talking about slow movement? But movement. It's a page, isn't it? Page of Wands, maybe. No little to nothing about tarot. Well, like me then. I have 2 decks and I would love to get into it. But I found to work with energy in another way. But I would love to. They're beautiful. So when I'm saying when they come up, it's usually in other people's readings. Pentacles for material things, Cups for emotions, Swords for false ideas, and Wands for passion. Yeah, I think so too. It differs a little depending on what deck you use though. Not the original idea, but it does differ a little. I have to think about what I'm doing here now. Oh yeah. I think this is the stretcher for the head. And then we are now going to create a stretcher for the body. I do not know if it is an owl we do anymore. But it will be what it becomes. Always been told it's evil, but I don't have an opinion. Evil. Well, I know that there are many people who've been, what's it called? There have been people who've been worshipping the devil, or the more satanic religions, rather than, the more satanic ideas and theories doing tarot, but not just. I have actually here, hang on. In the office, I do have this this deck. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And he, I believe, I could be wrong now, but he was very active in the satanistic ways of thinking. But we can talk about this going on for ages, but it's a little bit contradictory, or not contradictory, but it's a little bit difficult to talk about, I know, for some people. But me and Bambus talk about this a lot. Satanistic beliefs really has more to do with the actual human, I feel. So some parts of it is maybe just, I shouldn't be talking about this. I have no ground to stand on here, but it does feel like sometimes it's simply about our own decisions. more than what has already been planned out for us, maybe. And I am somewhere in between the two of them, I think. Aleister Crowley, yeah. He's a master of the occult, yeah. Let's see. If you're a psychic or intuitive reader, you can have your own meanings for the cards. Oh yeah. Sounds like a religious thing. Bats are being evil. He's a master of the occult, yeah. Aleister Crowley. Yeah. But I really like this deck. It is far from the other one I have, and I can't remember what that one is because I really have not gotten into meeting the cards. But when I opened this and I talked to the cards, they did bring me other messages than what it said in the manual, like you're talking about, Payacrise. And it was rather interesting. Sometimes it was not completely off because it's always connected, you know. But sometimes they really did tell a different story than what they are saying that it does. So it's interesting what you talk about. You guys aren't into satanic practices. It's really powerful. Yeah. Fabian into cake, coffee, chocolate, fish, pizza, stuff like that. Yeah. I had a friend in school who was very well into satanic practices, and we used to, unfortunately, because we were very young, we used to play around a little when we were sat, you know, because we were two people believing in energy in a different way than what our teachers taught us. We sometimes sat in the classroom and had things together. We could have things move, you know, on the teacher's desk and such, and have them being so confused as how that happened. And we were having fun. Unfortunately, did this happen? And we really didn't know the difference between good and evil. But I see there is no difference either. It's just about what our intentions are, I think. And we can talk about this with manipulation and stuff also. But yeah. What am I doing now? I have to redo this. I forgot what I was doing, and I started to work with the head again instead of creating the body. So yeah. But this deck does feel really powerful. Yes, it spoke to me. We were on an event and it spoke to me, and I can see even now, just looking at it through the stream, it's super powerful. But it does not say to me what it says in the manual. Can you read energy through the cards the same way I do? The cards I see as a tool, you know, because I believe intuitive readers, and I do not know, it's different for everyone, of course, but I have this feeling that intuition always comes in a similar way, you know. It differs how it shows itself to us because it has to be in a way that we can understand as a person. But I do feel like the message might come through first for the intuitive reader intuitively, and then they have the confirmation and what to add on from the cards. Sometimes I feel that is what's going on, but I think it's also a collaboration, you know. Not active in church either. I can't find any that are real, and instead they want donations and such. That's how the psychic gets the answers to the cards. Yeah, they read energy behind it. Oh yeah. I think I could definitely be using, especially this deck, but I always want to do the right thing, you know. And when I pull up a card, and it says something different to me than it does in the manual. I would like to be able to use the manual as well, but I would also like to feel free in using what comes to me, you know. But I'm a little bit, I want to do it the right way. I want to do it the right way for everyone involved. As you know, is who I am. I don't believe in myself enough, you know. People can pray to the spaghetti monster if they want. For me, it's only important that you don't break the law and are nice to others. I agree. Mix of everything. Broken the law as a team, but I wouldn't seem a bad person for it. Just misunderstood back then. Yeah, and if you can learn something from the experience, I think it's the most important thing. I think you should give it a try and see what results you get from it. Yeah? Would you like to do it with me here on stream? Just pull a card and see if maybe we get a similar feeling around it. Hey, Pegacrise! You realize what you're just doing? You're going against everything that I've told you that we were going to work on. But this does feel like a good thing. But there is a card that really wants to talk to us, I feel. So we do one, okay? Okay, hang on. Something entirely different going on in this stream now. I do feel there is a queen who wants to talk to us. Or not a queen, but it is a woman. Oh, this is so powerful. Especially with our energies combined. So powerful. Okay. I don't know if I want to do this now. You can see the energy. A creamer woman? A queen? I don't mind helping you out. I haven't been getting readings, but I got 2 times 1 card pull in the last days. That's what I shouldn't know. Yeah, it's a queen. But I don't think it's a queen, but I do think there's a very female energy wanted to come through in these cards. But this, I think, will be very masculine. Are you ready? First we'll have the masculine one, and then there will be a female coming through, I think. Shall we see what we get? Oh yeah, look at that. We've got, oh dear, these are translated into Swedish. These are the 2 of Wands, and it is called, hang on, I will have the exact translation for you. I don't want to do this wrong because this feels important. Hang on, guys. Okay. What Google says is dominion. So, yeah, dominion is about mastery. And that's interesting because of what we talked about. Yeah. Who am I to pull cards on stream? I never thought I would. Dominion, yeah. But it's mastery. And I do feel this, for me, in this particular sense, feels like it is protecting itself for us not to go too much into it, saying that we need to do our research, like I talked about before going into it, but it is definitely here for us if we want to continue along this path. So maybe tarot is indeed the next move for me, for us. It has been since the very start. It has been with me since I was 10 years of age, maybe somewhere around there. Not this deck, but tarot. I've just never gotten into it, and I feel like this is saying to me right now, this means that I am, the door is open, but I have to trust in keeping the right hat on. If that makes any sense. In the future, we have to talk about tarot cards because I really don't believe that card reading is a work thing too hard into mathematics and problematics of calculations. The thing is, Fabian, I believe it works the same way as I do. So if you see that what we do in this community seems to be working somewhat, then I believe that the cards are, it's a similar way, but they are a tool, right? But then we can, of course, talk about the energy in who created the cards. But because of them being copied, it's a little bit difficult, but yeah. So shall we read what it says, Dominion? Shall we read the connection between me and the cards? The cards are like a messenger. Yeah, we're a middleman. Yeah, so it basically works in the same way as we do, only it's the cards instead of my guides being librarians, right? Let's see if I can find what it means. We have here wands, and this is the second of wands. All right, it's a little bit different how it's managed in this. Let's see, where do we have, this is the big, these are, it says pages, okay, here they are, right. Okay, so seconds first off, they want to explain the seconds first off, and they are saying it is in its how it is originating, how each element originates, right? Exactly how it is without any influence, and that they are in harmony, which is interesting because this is not what I'm getting through this, but it is what the 2 stands for. It's about the word and the willingness to want, to want to do something. It is the first word said, they're saying. So this one especially, or particularly, this is the master of dominion, and it is the fire in its highest energy, in its best and highest form and shape. It is to be considered to Shokma, which is for the 2s, the energy of the 2s, and it is for the fire energy, and how the fire is as it originates and as it is in its authenticity. It is an ideal in a way of want, an ideal wanting, no matter the object. So no matter what it is about, it is the ideal phase of wanting something, is what it says here. For me, it's quite interesting because I've always, when not working with these cards, because I have not, but meeting them, they are always, I always get this cautious feeling around them. So they are saying that this is the best way that it can be, how it really, really is. And I am getting a little bit, I feel a little bit taken back by that, because for me, I'm not sure we can ever be the best we are. I'm not sure we can ever be 100% authentic, because there's so much going on. And if we have to find the truth, we can look for always, and we'll just continue to find more lies. So the most true thing we can do is to just be us and not trying to find being authentic, if that makes any sense. the more we try to be our authentic selves, the more we are trying to hide who we really are. So this, for me, although it says it's the best, one of the best you can get, in that it is the ideal way of wanting something, it does give me a cautious nod in a way of, when you are not hiding anything, when you're too certain of not hiding anything, you probably hide more than you do if you are just letting go. But I'm not sure. Did you pull that card for you, yourself, or for me as a test subject? I pulled this card for us working with this deck. I just pulled it. And this, which I was getting was going to be the masculine energy in this reading, this wants to be complemented. Oh, it's a collective reading. Yeah, it is a specific reading for this. It was just not a reading either. It's just a feeling. It's just a message of us working with these cards and in this community. But this was definitely this deck. And it wants to be complementary with the woman, the female energy. And she, I believe, is right here. Loads of emotion here. See? What did I tell you? Female energy. Can you see? Right there. Can you see that? Hang on, let's see if we can get a little focus on this. Oh, there. This was who wanted to come through. This is the Seven of Cups. Yes, it is. And it stands for... Hang on. Oh. Well, Google would translate this as being distraction. But I would want to say emotional ruin. Yeah. So it's a little bit like the tower. I get this feeling of, but before the tower happening. So when the tower stands for everything collapsing so you can build something new, right? A big moment, a threshold. And this, I feel, is the emotion you experience before going into that. But it gives me bad vibes. I know, this entire tech does for me. But I will read what it says, okay? But this is the feeling I'm getting. So this is also a warning, I think. I will read what it says, okay? Seven of Cups. 7. 7, 7, 7. Okay, 7 is connected to Necha. Yes, it's unbalanced in... it's doubled up in being unbalanced. It's unbalanced in a double sense. It is so far away from the middle, the center, and far down the tree that we are working with in this particular deck. It stands for not believing in yourself. The sevens can't ever bring you any joy or any comfort. And it stands for when the fire dies. the great, it says here that the greatest weakness will always be told. It's not a very light deck, it says. Let's see what it says for this this particular card. This card is one of the worst ideas you can ever have. It is poison. It is delusional. It stands for being delusional, and it's about addictions. And how addictions can lead you astray. To feel good in a way that you do not. It's almost suicidal, it says here. And it is almost like the bad way of the Six of Pentacles. Sorry, not Pentacles, of Cups. And the Six, let's see what the Six is. Oh yeah, it's about keeping your head. Okay, so this is real bad. It's probably one of the worst you can have in the deck. But this entire deck feels so black and white at the same time, and it's not notioning anything. So for me, what this says, these two combined, they said that it was about not trusting yourself, and that was the first thing I felt with this. You know, when you're already expecting the worst before having that tower moment, and you feel this emotion when you expect the worst outcome for yourself. And that resonated quite well with what it said. So I think what they are trying to say here is to know where these are so that we can learn something beautiful in our experience. We do not have to go this way. I feel like we do not have to not believe in ourselves in order to be fulfilled. And I feel like this deck, for being so black and white in its reading, really is the opposite. And the same way goes for our community and what we're trying to do, and just our general outlook of life. When we think that we need to be in a certain way, when we feel like we have to achieve being ourselves, we are afraid of what will come, since we can never achieve that goal. So what we have to do is just letting it lie on the table and continue on with our lives. Having those bad cards aren't bad. No, I know. They just tell you what you're ready to hear or to acknowledge. Close your eyes and listen to the music, yeah. So the thing is, I don't see these as being bad. I see these as being inspirational to us. In that we really don't have to try to find ourselves. If we try to be authentic, we will never be. If we are simply taking all the colors and just trusting that the best we can be is what we are in the moment, and just breathe, then we start seeing the beauty of it. And I said the first one was gonna be masculinity, right? Look at this. And then I said it wanted its complementary in femininity, right there. I think this card is inspirational to me, so it's probably the worst card in the deck. The way that it says in here is talking about, there is no return and all of it. And like I said, I don't feel what it says in here. I do resonate with, not trusting and believing in yourself. And I did feel this was what was coming up. But I also see the bad being inspiration. Yes. Because if we can see the bad, Fabian, if we can see the bad, then we can see the light. Then we can see the good. And then we can realize there are no such thing as bad or good. So what I mean with being the worst one in the deck is how it was explained in this. It literally says there is no way back from this. It literally says it can never come of any comfort. But I see comfort in it, because we can see the opposite. By seeing this, we see the opposite. And I'm just happy. This was exactly what I needed. I got my confirmation in there was this important female or this important feminine energy that wanted to come through. But first we work to have the masculine to be complemented by the feminine. And this, I think, is absolutely beautiful. Yeah. So maybe we should explore this deck together. We could have special streams when we do, because look at this. It always gets me this feeling of, oh, this is not, a heavy emotion. But now when we've seen it for what it is, these feel lighter. Can you tell? Just like when I do healing, it feels like I'm going through healing myself, through healing the cards. Because the cards are just reflection on myself, right? So maybe this is a really good thing to be doing. Maybe this is something that we should be doing in special streams. I don't think that's the worst card. The worst might be 5 or 9 of Swords. I think many of them are really not bad, but they do say things like no coming back, and now it's just gone and you can never do anything about it. And it literally says, and I think healing these cards for me, so healing my reflection of these cards, I think would be beautiful, and I would love to do so maybe together with you. Maybe we can explore this deck for its entirety of colors, in a way, right? Maybe. What do you reckon? We can have special streams doing it. Oh, I have so many things I want to be doing on streams, and so little time. So few stream slots to be doing such. But yeah. So back to the beading. I'm going now to work on the body. So I'm going back again. We'll see what happens. But would it be anything that would interest you to do this together? To explore this deck for all its colors and seeing really how there are no such thing as bad or evil. Would be anything that you would like to do? If there is anyone out there still. How funny that one of the worst cards is feminine. But I don't think there is. I think most of them are very black and white, right? And I don't think it was bad in that way. It's like when you get death. It's one of the best cards you can have, actually. There's no better cards than the other, but it's really good because it means beginning of something new. So, yeah. transformation and rebirth. Yeah. And it's like I've always said, I had this expression, this one didn't want to go in, did it? That was not my expression. But I had this expression that, oh, no, it broke. That was not it either. But it starts to sound lewd now, right? No, the expression was that closing a window is the same thing as opening a door. Each card depends on everyone's meaning. Yeah, the same card might have different meanings for two different people. Yeah, definitely. But I would love to meet it, you know, I would love to greet it. And to meet the cards. And to not do readings, but to, you know, with the cards, when I do readings, I will probably not use them. Maybe. We'll see what happens. But to meet them, you know, to take each card and say, hi. I would love to do that. And then each card will always have different meanings, like you're saying. Definitely. Maybe that's something we can be doing. But I think that your energy with all the tarot cards has influenced me now, Peggy Christ. And what you needed to do, you know, what we talked about, does not follow this. Now does it? Oh, there's so many things we can be doing on these streams, guys. We can have so much fun. Do so. Enjoy your lunch, Bear Cries. I will probably be stopped streaming after 3 somewhere, so in about half an hour, because I have a client afterwards. So we'll see. But take care. Now I'm just going up this to create the body. Bowen is gonna be so happy when she watches the VOD, right? Or maybe she's here lacking. Maybe she just tuned in actually. But she would be so happy. First, we're beating, and then we start talking about tarot. Oh, hi guys, how are you doing? We'll see if we come back to it in the future. So I am creating the base for a body. So I might have a little bit of a head going on here, and then I'm creating the body now to see what is happening. It's in a new way that I usually don't do the beading, but we'll see what happens, right? How are you doing? You who just joined? Is Bempus here still? Love, are you still here? Yes, you are. Okay. Oh, let's see. I feel there is someone who might have a question in chat. Oh, you brought the lunch next to PC, so you're back. I see. What you having for lunch? If I may ask. Oh, do you eat chicken, by the way? I had a feeling. Wait. There's something with your diet here. beef sandwich. Okay. Because that confused me. Because I almost saw chicken there, and I wasn't really sure about your preference in what you eat. That was interesting. We cooked something too. Oh, it is a chicken beef. Right. I see. Now that explains it. What am I doing here? I have no idea, but I will continue doing. It could become a bird, this, definitely. We'll see what happens. It's definitely in a new way that I usually don't work in. You cook something too now, but with a kitchen in the same room and a wireless headset, you can stay. Okay, then you're allowed to stay. A chicken beef? Huh. Well, we're vegetarian in this system, so... Oh, by the way, if you guys had any questions regarding anything, feel free to just ask. And you know, with me, you can ask a leading question and I could be talking for hours. You know how I am. Yesterday I got a confirmation of your energy shard, as you told me. Oh, really? Oh, I'm so happy. I'm glad that you can resonate. I had one pull Oracle card, and instead of one card, there was two coming up. Yeah? Oh, I see. Oh, I know what you're talking about now, I think. Your life purpose will manifest all abundance you seek. Yeah. It definitely is for you, Peggy Rice. It definitely is in the work of your profession that you will find your love. And it is in finding your love that you will find yourself. So it might look contradictory because we're talking about you finding yourself first, but it makes sense. Just believe in us. Do these things that we told you, and find your connection to nature. And in what the card said, also talking about, don't feel like you have to find the authentic you. Just being is being your authentic you, right? And always listen to yourself first. It's like always with everything with me. I will always take your words before mine. And what comes through for me is something that I can add to it. I will never replace your reality. I will never replace how you look at things. I might give you a different perspective, but your truth is the important one because it's yours. Makes sense about the career, yeah. There's many of us who's been saying it as well. I think you told me. Talking about the same thing. That's one of the best things I know. When you have clients coming to you, especially when it's one of those sessions where it's a tryout session and you have clients coming to you and they say, why do you guys, you mediums and psychics, always have to tell me the same thing? It's one of the best things I know, because then clearly there may be something about it, something with it. Oh, this is becoming a crocodile now, though. We'll see what happens to it. For you, Luke, if you're still watching, For your mom, I am thinking about wanting to sketch it out first and then follow that sketch because I do feel like an owl. But we'll see. I seem to be the only one who's getting this sort of message. How come? It is interesting then, if you're in a community where you seem to be the only one who get that sort of message, and then every psychic you go to say the same, or a very similar message. Oh yeah. It must be really fascinating, but then there's something behind it as well, no? Let's see. Oh, this one's beautiful. You're someone who just joined. If you want to type in chats, I think I have something for you. Because there was a lot of energy coming in with you, my friend. Hi Tara, how are you doing? I was expecting that. You're such a high person, you know? Oh, it's another Tara viewer, I see. I'm fine. But you have got excitement for 100 people, I think. Wow, there's so much energy in everything. It just keeps on coming. You just love lots of energy coming with me. Yeah. Oh, thank you for following, Tara. Definitely. There's loads. Oh, there's so much, you know, because you're always on the move, but not on the move, because things are, you know, the same, but you're really in the mind. You're so much on the move all the time. It almost makes you, or it does make you exhausted sometimes, because you're so active in everything that you think of all the time, you know? And I want to talk about stress, but you handle it in such another way, because this has been part of your life always, you know, this, oh, what's next, what's coming next, and what is going on, and where, and all of that, just that. You started sitting when you discovered Twitch. Yeah, you're anxious, yeah, because you have to find a way to you have to know what is going on, because you want to be there when it happens, because you don't want to miss anything. I feel like you are very afraid of missing out. And I can say that, and it's okay. I think I will continue to just, you know, go round and round this body. What do you think that has been your made you to your best and authentic self? Doing what I love. And trusting that I'm okay to be doing what I love. And also a new thing coming in that I feel I want to talk to you about also, Tara. When we do things that we know that we're good at, and this might sound selfish, but my psychologist when I was young always said you need to be healthy selfish, and I couldn't, because I was always thinking about everyone else. But then when I now recently started to realize, you know what, we are sitting on something great here. How we can work with energy really can be beneficial to many. And I have the right to say that what I do is good and that I am good at it. So very recently, to acknowledge that and try to acknowledge it and simply going with it, it brings me joy and it brings me a way to move forward and want to continue. It gives me a strive, it gives me something to strive for. So everyone is a genius in their own right and in their own way. And finding out what is genius in you and going with it, sticking with it, because your heart is telling you, because you want to do it. Like my fiance says all the time, do something and the reason behind it will come to you. If your head and heart is in the same place, if you're doing it with your heart, you will never hurt anyone. And if you're doing it with your heart, you will not hurt yourself. Believe yourself and trust yourself in that is what I have had to work with. And I see the same for you, Tara. Trust yourself with it. And don't fall back on this, with age comes experience. Because yes, it does. But also, we all have experience. We don't have less or more. We just have different. And you are right to live your life and do what you love to do right now. You do not have to feel like you have to wait and go through the system of everything if you follow your heart. Because what you have to show to the world and to yourself, you have the right to do. This is remember Steve Jobs' quote. Oh, really? I love to hear the quote. Can you quote it for me? I think he would let us do that. I have this feeling of, and you can say because I'm not completely connected to you, Tara, but I have this feeling of wanting to work with. I have this feeling of love for children. And I'm not sure where you stand, but children is so important, I feel, in your energy chart. And it feels like someone is, or something rather, is going against that in a way. But I'm not connected to you, so if it's something that resonates, it's just something that comes through. Sorry for not saying loud, but you're cooking at the moment. I think that's totally fine, Fabian. Oh, you're a lovely person. But I do feel with children, Tara. I feel like you're judging yourself in how to handle it. You always take kids and usually always have 2 to 5 kids at your house, yeah? It feels like you're judging yourself in how you're handling it though. Or that you're afraid of taking the next step because you feel you need to be something else than you are. But you have it in your heart to do what you do. I just feel like there's something there going on. You found a photocopy. If you're working on something exciting that you really care about, you don't have to be pushed. The vision pulls you. Yes. I love that quote. Yeah, that was beautiful. Tara, I do feel like there is something, you judging yourself, being afraid of how you handle situation with children, that you just want to feel free in. and it feels like you are doing what you love, but it feels like you want to move on to the next level of some description, and it feels like you are worried for circumstances, external circumstances, to affect you emotionally on how you handle things. You're trying to learn how to connect to spirits? Oh. But it feels like it has to do with the children. Maybe you want to do it in a fun way, collectively. It just really feels like it has to do with the children. I wonder where that comes from then. Not sure. Okay. Well then, I did get this feeling, but I think that was because you met Bugger Christ during the tarot streams. But I did get this feeling that it might have been spirits, but I did think it was children though. But you are saying that you're very close to children, so I just get this general feeling of not trusting yourself 100% and doing everything at the same time in order to kind of just let yourself go with the flow, to just, you don't have to think about it too much if it just keeps on going, if that makes any sense. It feels like a way that you help yourself, that you hold yourself together. But I do feel like it has to do with the children. It's interesting. So in order to connect to the spirits, and as you know, my friends, let them come to you. When you said, I feel like I'm missing out, that really resonated. I feel... Can I give you permission to connect, to figure it out? I can see what we can find, definitely. Let me just do this. Ooh. And we can see what we figure it out. What we can find out. Yeah. Let me see, what do I want to use? Oh, the cat. Definitely the cat. Hang on. Okay. So, when first I said that it was something that you didn't know, that you were afraid of doing, I did read in spirits, but it did feel like the connection with the children was to be in focus. But let's see. Tara. Oh, okay. I understand. I told you before that I felt like you had to keep on going and keep on moving fast and always have something to do because you need to, because you said you were anxious, and because I feel like you have to always know what is going on. And this, I want to connect to your, I don't want to say childhood, but I want to say adolescence. And here too, I want to talk about your auntie. You're hitting the stone on the head with Charlotte. I want to talk about your auntie because it feels almost like your auntie was a bit of a mother to you. I'm not too sure. I'm trying to figure the energy frequency out. But it feels like you've been very close to your auntie. But maybe that's someone else. It just really feels like it's not your biological mum. That is someone else, and it does feel like your auntie. But that could be something entirely different. But yes, I do feel this. Penny has spent a lot of time growing up. Yeah. Your aunt. Because it almost feels like she provided that security, that unconditional, or that feeling of being safe in another way than you could get at home. It just feels like you connected in a different way than what you did to your parents. Not bad or wrong, just differently, you know? It just feels like that really, she really gave you. Hi Vict. She really provided that safe space for you, in a way. And she also challenged you. You like to be challenged, you know, it's interesting because you like to be challenged at the same time it drains you. Because you're always challenging yourself. And that comes back into you just keep on doing things and keep busy in order to just let yourself go in, just when you have no ability, when you have no direct way of actually keeping track of, because there's no time to keep track on what you are, who you are, what you're doing. That makes you feel more safe. In the way that then you can just let yourself go because you have a reason to, because you're giving yourself that opportunity. I feel what is important to say is that you are as much value and you are as worthy when you are still as you are moving. But this with childhood, I do want to talk more about adolescence, you know. I want to talk more in the teenage years. But what I'm feeling is that your relationship, because you always felt like you're missing out or you're scared of missing out, you always strive for not having the children feel the same. And you judging yourself because you are already in your head imagining that sometimes they do, or that sometimes they feel that you're not hearing them out because there's so much going on and you are trying to handle this, I feel, yourself on your own, or at least very much being your responsibility. But I feel like even with Penny, even with your aunt, and even at home, and I feel like you never really have given yourself that space of to just breathe and to just be. And maybe that is why you strive to try to open up to spirituality. I know that you've been seeing things, I know that you've been hearing things, and you know, all of a sudden, you can hear something passing you through, but it goes so quick because you're already on the move to something else and you want to explore this further. And I understand this, and you want to know, why am I giving these hints? Am I delusional, and is this due to stress because I'm doing so much all the time, or is this real? And the only way for you to figure that out and to connect is what you're already looking for, and that is to breathe. I want to hear your thoughts, Tara. I wanna talk to you, with you. How you doing? Does it resonate what I'm saying? Because what you are looking for and what you've always been looking for, what you're running towards, is to stop running. But I think that you're afraid of, like I said, always the same, of missing out. What you said about the kids really hit home. I like to make them all feel equal and not left out. Yeah, and I could really feel that. And most people who take care of kids feel the same. But I feel this being really, really important to you. And especially when it comes as an aftermath. When you've already had a situation being dealt with, and then as soon as you get in your head, you start to question how the children experience this. And sometimes it takes a long while before you can even process it, because you got so many tasks to be doing. You also take care of elderly clients with Alzheimer's. But that is tough, because then you really have to take it easy, and you have to calm down, and you have to go down. And I feel like, because you're being very professional in it, but I do feel like you're letting things end up in a queue for yourself. And when you then get home, it feels like everything is just hitting you from behind, all of these things that you have been queuing up over the day. And it feels like you're still stressing, although you are being professional and trying to breathe. It feels like in your mind you're still stressing and you're still running. And what you are running towards is to stop running, like I said before. So what you need right now, and what I can give you, is the confirmation. Yes, you are connected. Of course you are. And yes, there are many energies who would like to dance with you as the wooden fairy, as this, because I see this not druid, but I see this beautiful dancing creature, angel is coming through, but this fairy, this this beautiful wooden living creature dancing. And there's so many. You love to be joyful, you love to feel joy. It's getting so hard to take care, and the physical reality takes it hard in my mind. Some days I feel like I can't do it no more, and you just want to get away. And so you feel spirituality is your way away, as well as it's your way home. So what you need now is the confirmation. Yes. And you are worthy. And also, with scheduling, you could choose to schedule also in a way that suits you. And also asking for help. I know it's the last thing you want to do, but you have the right to do it. So to go back and to find time when you have time for yourself, and not feeling guilty of it, not sitting right now and remembering what else you could have been doing, but actually just being. And not trying to going to psychics, trying to understand, having readings, how do I find myself in this? How do I handle this situation? Breathe and take time for yourself. In that, you will have this feeling of being genuine as you are. You will also reflect that upon others. And if you can meet that reflection that you're giving of yourself, then you can also breathe in whichever situation that you end up in. Knowing that each and every one of these individuals all have their own life and their own breathing and their own, not their own breathing, but their own way of being. And you are beautiful in being there with them. But it is an interaction. And I know that it is super tough in all of this, but trust that there's a reason also in Alzheimer's. There's a reason for being the way it is, and we can't really do nothing about it. So just like be in it and be yourself in it, meaning just breathe and find those spots in your schedule where you can just be you. Those times where you can go out and have readings done, trying to search for yourself. Use that time to be yourself. And start read again. I just get this feeling of hard reading, you know. You are worthy to live your life, and there's so many people who love you for it. Love yourself also. So, of course, you're free to do what you feel right, but the message for you, truly, that time you take spending with us, asking us for the answer. Be the answer yourself, and just breathe. And you can, oh, I see those, you know, the sketching with faint colors on these old, I see this old painting, you know, in books, these old illustrators, yeah, with faint colors. It's so beautiful. And I see this painting or this illustration of, yeah, there's a story coming up. Did we have her in English and in other countries as well? I'm just gonna check because I do see one particular story coming up. I'm gonna check, is it just Swedish? Or has it been translated? Oh, is it from Japan? It's from Japan even. Mrs. Pepperpot. Yes, I see Mrs. Pepperpot. That's exactly what I'm seeing. Do you know Mrs. Pepperpot? Last night I actually picked up a paintbrush. No idea what I was doing now. No idea. Look her up. Mrs. Pepperpot. Is that what she's called in English? Does anyone else in chat know? Mrs. Pepperpot. Those illustrations. No, not you either. Oh no. Hang on. No, I have no. I can't show you either. It's about this old lady who gets as small as a teaspoon. So in Swedish, we call her the teaspoon lady. We can't post links now. Bempus, are you here? Still. Oh, you found. Mrs. Pepperpot is a fictional character in a series of children's book written by... Oh, it's Norwegian! Alright. Okay. The first book in the series was printed in 1956. The main character, Mrs. Pepperpot, is a little old lady who lives in a cottages in the countryside together with her husband, Mr. Pepperpot. Yes. That is actually... It's those kind of illustrations that came through. It's Norwegian, right? It's apparently been translated to Japanese and all sorts of languages. I love it. So I have not thought about that in many years. So thank you for the inspiration just into my head. It just popped up. I love it. For some reason, that's truly popped up with you. And those illustrations. You picked up a paintbrush last night. I think you should try to do that more often. And you know these soft pencils with soft tops? Soft tops, they call that, are they not? I don't have any here right now. But who children usually uses. They bring beautiful color. And felt tops, maybe they're called. Soft tops or felt tops. But these pens, I would love you to. Markers, yeah, that too. But markers, yeah, definitely. I think there's different names for them depending on what they're used for. But yeah, markers. But I think it calls soft tops as well. It's not those. Oh yeah, but markers work real well, and they work real well with water as well. If you get some canvas or some linen or something to paint on. I do think like painting with faint colors and illustrating would help you. Yeah. And reading those books. And maybe something in Mrs. Pepperpot can give you something, because that came through. We'll see. Yeah, do so. Do so. And it should be illustrated. There was some, they did some live action or on telly as well, but I'm looking at the illustrations. Yeah. Oh, Papayito. Oi, oi. Hi. How you doing? So, guys, Tara, are you feeling okay? Because I felt like the only thing you needed today was actually the confirmation and the feeling of, you know what? If you feel it right, that time you spend in seeking answers, be the answer. Oh, I'm so happy, Tara. I am thinking of actually having to end here. It was a short one today, and this due to me having a client in 15 minutes. Lavabunga. Hi. Please don't go. Oh, I'll be back. I'll be back on Tuesday. I was sure to come in and manage be picked up like that, lol. You probably needed it, Tara. Because you've been searching, you know? So it was just what had to be done, right? Thank you. Thank you for bringing you that. I think that was all that you needed. I was gonna see if there was some healing that needed to come through, but I think that you need to land in yourself, as we say in Swedish, first. So I think this was really what needed to be said today. Yeah. All the best with your client, and nice evening for you and your husband. Oh, thank you so much. Lavabunga, if you come on, we can come on Tuesday. I stream all day on Tuesday, going from 9 a.m. here in Sweden. So it's GMT +1 or CET. We have 9 a.m. and then I stream all the way. I take a lunch break and then I about 12, and then I stream till 4 on Tuesday. And then I stream on Thursdays from 1 p.m. till 4 p.m. CET. Who's that? Oh, thank you. God bless you too. 2020 is your year, babe, and yours. I really feel this going in the right direction, you know? I love this. Your last advice about the bag really helped me. Oh, I'm so glad, Lavabunga. Last advice about the bag. Oh, this was some while back, was it not? I really have been progress in my life, so thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so glad. I needed this day. It's beautiful. Thank you so much. Can you give us advice about the bag? Yeah, I can't. The bag is beautiful. I can't. Hey, Labunga, before we go, would you like to? Because it happened so much. This was a while back, was it not? I would love to hear your story about the bag. What happened? Just very shortly, I would love to hear what happened. I can't seem to remember. Oh, I would love to. Oh, tell me. I felt energy between me and the things that matter, especially with the bag. Why can't I remember the bag now? Oh, what happened? This was in the very beginning of us starting to stream, I think. Or I was some way in, but not too recent. I'm just. Oh, you had additional buying bags, yes. Oh yes, right. Oh, I remember now. I think slightly. Yes. I'm so sorry. I hate when this happens. There's just so much going on. I'm so happy that we got to help you and that you resonated and that you are here now and can tell us. I'm so happy for you. You're an amazing person. And I also feel like things are moving in every aspect. Isn't it positive? Thank you for helping me change my life. Things really moved for you in every aspect of your life. I'm so happy to see that. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. You're still stuck on some bits, but things just also the external things, not just what happened within you, but what actually happens around you because of you starting to respect what's happening inside more. Beautiful. Okay, thank you so much for the stream, guys. I'm sorry about being so excited because things are really happening. Things are really moving also for us. So I might be a little bit overexcited, but it's fine. I still love banging back on the weekend, but now I'm slow down to put my energy into crafts. It was beautiful having you here, Backrise. It was beautiful having all of you here. It was a little bit of a special stream. But now I really have to get going. I'm sorry, by the way. Oh, my throat's acting up. It was really beautiful, but I have to get going. I have 10 minutes before my next client. And see you Tuesday. Yeah, we've actually started playing games Tuesday mornings. And then we have a chill stream, just drinking coffee and doing energy readings in the afternoons. But also when playing the games, we of course, energy readings and healings comes first, of course. God bless and buybacks. Find sparkles of joy. It's what is important. Or acknowledge the sparkles of joy coming from you. Thank you so much for today, guys. And good feeling is spreading into me. I'm so delighted. Thank you. Take care. And I'll see you on Tuesday. I don't want to leave, but I had to. I'll see you on Tuesday, you beautiful, beautiful people. Hang on. Okay, yes. Take care now. all the love. Thank you for today. Bye bye. Bye.